I'm Dan Rosenberg, the host of 11 Minutes with Octane 11, a B2B marketing mini podcast where we talk with experts in B2B marketing about real life challenges and solutions in this complicated space in just 11 minutes. Because no one has time to listen to long form podcasts, least of all B2B marketers who are using more tools than ever and are under more pressure than ever to deliver breakthrough messaging and business impact. Today, I'm excited to be kicking off season 2 of the podcast with some excerpts from an awesome interview I had with Hannah Budreski and Jessica Fernandez at the Imaginarium Summit earlier this year. But before we get into that, I just want to reflect quickly on season 1, where we had some great guests. We started off with Julie Bernard, who's now at Lilly AI, formerly of Macy's and IAB and DMA, Putney Kloos from Cision, Amex, McKinsey before that, Scott Stedman from the Imaginarium, before that, Havas and MDC, Dan Silver from Session AI and Ground Truth, Alex Lakin from Encore Digital, Becky Breen from Kinetics, Mark Johnson from Bombora and Resonate and Experian before that, Nicole Silver from Volta Charging, and before that, Button and Moat, Rachel Squire, Moby Solutions, 2 times Marketo champion, Dan Mott from marketingops.com, and finally, wrapping up the season, Mike Romoff from Google, LinkedIn, IDG, Hulu, 360i. Just an awesome way to wrap up the full season. Some of the themes that came up over and over again were the importance of connecting marketing experiences across touch points and across data silos, the importance of connecting first and foremost to people and real human needs, not just thinking about accounts and features and feeds and speeds. And finally, one thing that so many of our guests mentioned was how gratifying it's been to work with great teams and to celebrate their growth and the successes of all the people around them. So this season, we want to keep up the same quality and get even more into B2B marketing excellence and specific ideas and actions that you can implement immediately for your B2B business. So today, we're going to kick off with a twofer, maybe even a threefer. This is a fireside chat I have with Hannah Budreski from Nasuni and Jessica Fernandez at Rapid7 at the Imaginarium B2B Summit earlier this year at the amazing tourist hotel in the Berkshires. This was a very intimate summit hosted by Scott Stedman, Mark Dye, Tiso McGinty, and the whole crew at the Imaginarium, which is a new style of B2B agency. At the event, we heard from B2B experts like Lynn Teo from Northwestern Mutual, from Drew Neisser from CMO Huddles, Janet Bayless from EY, and Jonah Goodhart, who founded Moat and is now onto a new venture called Mobian, and some other great speakers as well. You can check out the whole list at imaginariumsummit.com. Anyway, no time to waste. We still only have 11 minutes, so let's jump right in and hear from Hannah and Jessica about some amazing insights on leveraging events and sponsorships for B2B, leveraging signals, and a whole lot more. Have a listen.
So I'm Hannah Budreski. I am, as Scott said, with Nasuni, and I am about 4 months into my tenure there. First of all, I think I've heard a lot of folks say that what you don't do when you join a new company is the brand of the website, and I'm doing exactly the same. I can look at it because I feel very with me that it's a decision. It's extremely dated right now, so jumping right in. So I actually have quite a diverse background. I was with Jess at Rapid7 for many years, but also was at Constant Contact for many years, which was my former B2C business model. So really have had my hands on a lot of things in the last few years.
And like Hannah said, I'm Jess. I am at Rapid7. Hannah was my boss until a few months ago when she left me. So now I have some very big shoes to fill, which has been fun. So I am leading our North American growth team, which is encompassing of our field marketing, our channel event marketing, ABM, which I know is kind of a dirty word after this whole afternoon, and our virtual experiences. So really exciting. But I don't know where Amanda went, but I was part of that sales program that she worked on with Mark Hurd. Yeah. Cheating.
She did it.
All right.
Well, Jeff, let's stay with you for a second and maybe just ask, what would you say is the biggest challenge you're seeing in your B2B marketing role today?
I think it was just mentioned attribution. I think a lot of companies are using it and thinking about it incorrectly, struggling to use it as a way to dissect programs and optimize them versus what I'm seeing more of is how marketing is taking the part of the pie, like credit, instead of saying like, how can we grow the pie using attribution and seeing the data and what programs are working in certain parts of the funnel. I know MTA is very difficult to manage. So I think it's something that B2B is really struggling with because there's efficacy throughout the funnel, but attribution, a little tough to wrangle.
Yeah. The year of attribution, I think, was like 2011.
Well, it's never stopped. It's just in B2B, it's not as prevalent.
Yeah.
In B2C, it's, I mean, MMM is everything, right?
Yeah.
Right? Or MTA, but it's just a different perspective.
Yeah, understand. How about you, Hannah? What would you say is your number one?
Well, I think it was Drew at the beginning. You opened up by saying that we're marketing to millennials and Gen Z, and that we have to completely change how we think about going to market. And we all read that the MQL is said, and 70% of the buyer decision is complete before they talk to sales. But our systems and processes and how we report our numbers and the expectations of the executives and boards haven't changed to match the modern B2B world that we live in. So I think it's really how do you lead and transform an organization with the future in mind and bring the rest of the folks along. And then I would just double down on that really with the talent gap. I think that there isn't a lot of folks who are out there who are super experienced and really thinking through how to flip the funnel and how to measure that and how to have clean handoffs and programs and SLAs with an account-based marketing program. So it's often how do you train and retrain and bring the teams along on those journeys.
Deep breath. Train and retrain. And retrain.
And retrain.
So, Jessica, how about what would you say would be something that everyone gets wrong in B2B marketing?
Something that everyone gets wrong. I think over-indexing. I think we've talked about it. CMOs come in or marketing comes in and we over-index towards what B2C does. And I think in B2B marketing, we do need to be balanced.
So I had a question about the sports marketing stuff.
Yeah, on the surface, it appeared that it was the logo and having the logo all over the card and whatnot. So it's on TV. There was a lot of research on our customers, and they do like hockey at the time. There was also deep partnerships with the owners of the garden and ours of the teams, and a big due to that partnership was introduction to a lot of other companies and whatnot. We use this space for events. So I think they did try to make it a rich contract as opposed to just the logo, but ultimately that was what they're buying, our logo and a double seat where we entertain.
Yeah, so there is like full funnel use cases, like the brand at the very top, and then we are posting like our cab and like the suite. So it does go full funnel customer engagement.
I think it's done a great job at the U.S. Open in tennis. They do an experience like down below to see like the feeds and speeds and everything. And my kids are like, IBM, that is like such a cool company.
Is that a fun? It's awesome.
Play the long game. So maybe like continuation of that, is there a favorite tool or tactic or vendor, partner?
So it's funny, I think, thinking that a tool can solve all your problems, I think that's been talked about here too, is definitely a mistake. But I think the magic is actually integration of a really powerful tech stack. So I think it's challenging and rare, but always improving and looking for the ways to make the tech stack integrated is sort of the way to really see the magic in the Dirty Word campaigns and all the other messages we're putting in market.
How would you do it, Jess?
After having recently taken over the field marketing team for North America, I will say I think events are having a moment again. Like this year, my team is doing more events than we've done collectively over the last 4 years. Physical in-person events. I think they're being reinvigorated and done more intentionally, more intelligently, especially with the decentralization of our buying committees. Like we've integrated certain tools to find out where people actually live. And we've tried to scale that and operationalize it because I feel like that's common sense, right? If you ask Franny and she's going to an event in Detroit, she's probably going to do as much research as she can on like LinkedIn to see if any of her contacts or any of her customers are there. We're just trying to do it at scale. So we can just provide a report for our sales team like, hey, we're doing an event in Dallas. I know you cover New England, but guess what? You have 2 CISOs who actually live in Dallas. you should make them aware of this hospitality that we're doing, or customer panel. So I think they're being reinvigorated. So it's not anything novel, but I think just having seen the impact of it so far in Q1, I'm getting a little event happy.
We talked about before about AI driving a lot of content. I happen to think like email's challenge is going to die because so much noise. So I'm curious, like in addition to like post-COVID recovery, do you feel that events are taking a more prominent role of being more effective just because like how many other opportunities can you see your customers?
Yeah.
Like communicate with your customers?
Yeah, I think they're kind of replacing it in a way. And I mean, everyone knows like social selling, that was cool 5 years ago. LinkedIn literally cut their inbox in half. So all of those sponsored emails kind of go to the side. So you really do need to try to address and see people in person. I mean, this is a good representation of this working and people actually connecting over a cocktail or over a panel. So I think it's more magic than we think it is, or we've been thinking it is for the last couple of years.
If you had one wish for a tool or a tactic or some capability that you would love to have, what would you say that would be?
My observation, and with all the vendors that we work with, we try to do QBRs and really keep up with their product roadmaps and their new offerings. And it seems that all the marketing companies are beginning to look alike, right? So you have Zoom, Info, and 6sense like competing where before, if they've never competed, they were complementary. And if you look at our tech stack and the multiple organizations that are part of that, and that the overlap in there and the redundancy and the budget spent on that, I would love to somehow have a crystal ball that keep track of where the technologies in the industries are going and who is building what, so that we're not constantly seeming to be chasing that are having being sold really on things that are up and coming, and one piece of technology we own and overlapping in another.
Well, that was quick. Not a lot of time in 11 minutes, but I hope you got some good actionable insights from Jess and Hannah. I definitely did. So that's the first episode of season 2. We've got an amazing lineup of B2B marketing experts on deck. So check out more episodes at octane11.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.